Hello, hello. Welcome to another video where we chat. I called the series Let's Talk About Life. Life events, life information, chatting about this and that. But first of all, hey, how do you like that salt lamp? It's supposed to be healthy. It's a Himalaya salt lamp. It's supposed to clear the air of toxins. So I put it on sometimes. It's pretty. So I don't know about the science. I don't know whether it works or not, really. But I love the way it looks. So I like it, regardless of how effective it is for cleaning out the toxins. Well, what are we going to chat about today? I was thinking we chat about health and health, both men and women's health, and particularly that which is in our control. Preventative side of things. How many, just curious, how many do routine health checks? Apart from the ones that are mandated by the healthcare system because they found something wrong with the blood pressure or high blood sugar, diabetes. Just normally, like, I wonder how many of us would just say, okay, I'm going for a health check and go to my doctor to ask for a request. Usually, at least here, it has to be by request by your physician, your doctor. They have to do the lab request for the tests that they would run on you. I'm thinking about the tests are expensive. I won't lie, they are expensive, and if they're not covered within a plan, some kind of health plan that you have, it's quite you have to dig deep into your pockets. So I think it would depend on how you prioritize your health, and so what you need to sacrifice in order to have the tests done. Maybe that hairdo, maybe the nails and the pedis and manis have to be suspended for a while. Whatever it is, maybe that one lunch or two lunches have to be cut off the budget so that it can be redirected to health tests. But I think, and this is just my own opinion, health checks are very, very important to maintain good health and good functioning of the body. You think about it. We usually take our cars for oil change, check tire pressures, for a service. You service your car every month or every so often, because otherwise the car will stop running, and you do need the car. So similarly, we need the body to run well, and to run well in the long term. But it can't do that without some help. And these days, the medical tests are so precise that they will be able to catch anything that could be going wrong in good time. And in good time so that things can be reversed. I'll give you examples of tests that I routinely take every year. Some of them are spaced out to be done every 2 years. The first one is they check my cholesterol. And cholesterol, bad cholesterol, is really, really bad. That's what causes people to just have a stroke or, something going really, really wrong all of a sudden. That can easily be detected through a simple blood test and rectified. Particularly people who consume a fair amount of alcohol. It doesn't matter your size. You could have high cholesterol because the liver that processes that alcohol begins to convert it to fat. You end up with what they call fatty liver. And it shows up through the tests as, having high cholesterol. There are other causes, of course. And by the way, there is a myth regarding high cholesterol and eating of fatty meat or concentrated milk, just as it comes out of the cow. High cream, but it's a myth. Nutritionists will tell you differently. They'll tell you that actually the body processes those natural fats normally. The body is happy to do that. What it can't process very well are the processed fats and oils that we buy off the supermarket. You're better off even just using cow fat straight, the cow fat, the fatty meat, or the fatty pork, the fat that you get from pork to cook with. That's much, much healthier than the type of oils that are available on the market. I'm really simplifying things here. I'm not going to give you scientific names or deep scientific information because that's not the point for these chats. As I said before, I am not going to be preaching and I'm not going to pretend to be coaching but just, bringing up information and points that we can all discuss and comment on. And so anyway, cholesterol is one of those that I monitor closely, and it does go up and down, and one can actually tell. After a while, you tell why your cholesterol is going up and how to keep it at a reasonable level or near normal level. Then, of course, there's diabetes. The sooner one knows that they have a high blood sugar problem, the better. And especially when it's the acquired type 2, which is related to lifestyle. Again, diets, lack of activity, and so on. One can easily reverse it. It's the only one that you can't really reverse is the one you're born with, type 1. But this one, which is acquired later in life, one can reverse it and keep it away. And then for the reproductive health areas for both men and women, women, we really, really, really need to keep up with those pap smears and mammograms. Because honestly, I have seen people cancer-free. The sooner it's detected, the better. And I have seen people treated and they live cancer-free. But those mammograms must be done and the pap smears must be done. Otherwise, then you're just waiting for the disease to set in and they're now diagnosing a disease when that has maybe even spread or advanced to a level that could have been prevented if they had detected it early, much, much, much earlier through those routine tests. There is the HPV vaccine that is now available, and that young people, young women and men can actually be vaccinated with to prevent some of the cancers, the reproductive health system cancers. So there is that option for those that want to go that route. Religious people oppose it because they think that they're encouraging their young people to be sexually active, because it is cervical cancer is strongly associated with sexual activity, and this HPV vaccine helps to protect. And that's why parents, think that it's a license. They think we're giving a license to young people to go haywire. That's an option that's available. For men, I think you need to get your prostate activity checked. Make sure that that prostate is healthy, and that no cancer is setting in. My late dad actually passed away as a result of a very late diagnosis of prostate cancer. He did actually adhere to a regular medical check, but for some reason back then, he died in 1990. Back then, I don't think they had tests for prostate cancer, because I believe they could have detected it. He was a stickler for tests, and just visiting doctors. And in fact, when he passed away, we were left with a whole stack of X-rays and scans that he had taken over the years, and we were wondering, why wasn't this detected then if he was already having all these medical checks? Anyway, men, you need to have that done. You need to have that done routinely. Let them check your prostate to make sure it's okay, it's functioning okay, and there is nothing setting in. Another one is thyroid. I am a victim of low thyroid activity, and I didn't know anything about it until I started having aches and pains, unexplained aches and pains, my legs, I'm lethargic, just not feeling right. And I didn't know what was going on. And it doesn't come out like a flu or a stomachache or a headache, so that I'm dealing with a headache here, irrespective of its cause, or a flu, or no, it's just general ill health. You're just not feeling well. You're not feeling energetic. You're not feeling enthusiastic about anything physical, and you're just kind of dragging yourself around. So I explained this to my doctor during a physical exam, my annual physical, and she said to me, "I'm going to check your thyroid." I said, "Oh, my thyroid?" She said, "Yeah, because sometimes that's what happens when there is the thyroid is not producing enough hormone." I said, "Oh, but I thought you get it swells up around the neck." And she said, "No, not necessarily." I said to her, my grandmother had a big swelling around her neck. We do have, genetically, we do have thyroid issues, but the neck swelled. So several of my relatives have actually had surgery to remove the oversized thyroid glands. But I didn't have any of that. So, but she said, we'll give a check. And true enough, my thyroid gland was just not functioning. And so that's what happened. The thyroid, the hormone, controls many, many, many functions of the body, including the heart function. And when it's not releasing that hormone, which is very, very crucial, then the body just begins to rebel. It begins to not function, and with no specificity. You don't know what it is that is ailing you, but eventually it will show up in a heart that is sick, that is has become sick, or some other major organ, and major functions are interrupted because of either low thyroid hormone levels, or just no hormones at all. The thyroid is just not producing anything. So I was put on artificial hormones, thyroid hormones, and I have been on those hormones since quite a while, for over 10 years now. I take a pill every single day to replace what the body should have been creating and wasn't creating. If I didn't express that to my doctor during my physical exam, I would never have known that I had issues. And it takes me back to a situation with an older woman who was a very close relative of mine in Kenya, who was telling me she's just feeling a lot of aches and pains, and she doesn't understand why. And I took her to several doctors. Just that time I was working with a medical research institute. So I had colleagues who are doctors. They checked her out. They said, we can't find anything. Well, they checked. Okay, I said, okay, I'll take her to a gynecologist, my gynecologist, who was really, really a good gynecologist, by the way. And she did a vaginal exam but didn't order blood tests. I think that's where they all got it wrong. They never ordered, none of them thought of checking what the blood is saying about her complaints. And thinking about it, I think she might have had, she has since passed away, may she rest in peace. Thinking back, she might have had thyroid issues. Just thinking, because those kinds of pains that she was describing to me are actually what I had gone through before my doctor actually ordered a check on it through a blood test. There are others, like as we get older, our bones get thinner, the calcium gets depleted, and so on. And so they do a bone mass test, just to make sure that one day you're not walking and then suddenly a bone cracks, because that's what happens. If no intervention is made and you are losing calcium, you're losing those essential components of bones. You just have they break easily. You're sleeping and you wake up with a fracture because the bones are too brittle. They lack the support that they had, because we are older and we're not producing the ingredients that go towards the maintenance of those bones, or we are not able to process the food fully to extract the supports for strong bones. So there is that bone mass test that's always done too, and needs to be done, just to make sure that we have healthy bones. And what happens is if they find that there is depletion, they replace. They prescribe replacements that will go towards, and of course, supplements like cod liver oil and other rich natural supplements, they help. However, the body fluids they tell everything about what's going on with the system, kidney function, heart function. They tell a lot of stories about what's going on with our bodies. And I am a strong advocate for men and women, especially from a certain age. Maybe if one was not yet 30, they wouldn't have to worry about it unless there are concerns with say, diabetes or whatever. But once we start going into 40s, I think those need to be stepped up. They need to be regular. And as I said, they're not cheap. However, I think it's prioritization and a choice we have to make. Do I want to live in a healthy body up to, old age? Or do I want to find myself having a chronic disease that could have been prevented if measures had been taken much earlier in life? Well, let me know what you think about this by commenting on this video. Please also like it, and I need subscribers, guys. Please subscribe and also share. And until next time, have a good one.